Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to go over some new Steam deals and one notable game release as well that's also discounted. We'll talk all about that. Some really good stuff on Steam right now, so let's get right into it. Coming from your friend and mine over at Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed Mirage is now available on Steam, and with it, you do have a launch discount, and it is 50% off for $24.99. So I thought it would be 40% off for $29.99. $24.99 is actually a decent price. However, I would probably say wait for $14.99. I'm gonna be real, that's the price point I think you should pay for Mirage. Assassin's Creed Mirage isn't a bad game. It did start off as Valhalla DLC, so I would recommend you to play Valhalla before you jump into Mirage. It started off as Valhalla DLC, then they spun it into its big game, Halo 3 ODST style, and you know, it was looked at to be a bit of a throwback to older Assassin's Creeds. I personally didn't see that. What I say about Mirage is it's a smaller scale Assassin's Creed game. Like, it's obviously not as big as Shadows, not as big as Origins or anything like that. Shadows obviously not out yet, but I expect it to be big. Let's say Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. Those games are enormous. Mirage is smaller scale, being that it did start off as a DLC pack, but Mirage still offers around 15 to 20 hours of gameplay, and honestly, that is way more up my alley these days than a full-sized Assassin's Creed game. Narratively, it's good. Unfortunately, the latter portion and really the ending of the game I felt unsatisfying, but $24.99 is not a bad price. I would say, again, if you waited a year, what's another year, 16 months gonna do to get it down to $15 or $10? Around that range, I actually think Mirage would be a pretty solid pickup. If you have yet to play Valhalla, maybe go ahead and check that out. But for $24.99, again, not a bad price, but not great either. Next up, we have Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. So, I said that $25 was too pricey for Mirage. Now I'm going to sound like a total hypocrite and talk up Armored Core 6 being 40% off for $36. Look, Armored Core 6 is an awesome game, and as far as From Software titles go, you guys know my feelings on the Souls games. I can appreciate them. I play every single day in one of them, but Armored Core 6 is far more up my alley. As a game that is gigantic robots beating the hell out of one another, you know that I'm going to gravitate towards that, and Armored Core 6 was an awesome game. It takes the customizability aspect of the mech titles, and really that's what it focuses on. The customizability is a big aspect of Armored Core 6, and it does that really well in the sense that, tinkering around with the different components and everything like that, that offers a lot of replayability. Now, if you use a guide and you look up, what is the best route to go for every mission, that's going to really streamline the game, but I feel like the experimentation is one of the best parts about Armored Core 6. Visually looks great, fast-paced gameplay, $36 I think is expensive, but From Software games generally hold up in price. Like, that is what it is. And they're one of those studios that they could have rested on their laurels and just done Souls-like title after Souls-like title, but they've got a nice mix. They're doing Armored Core. They did Shadow of the Erdtree earlier this year. I mean, you look at a From Software, you look at an RGG, these are some of the most consistent development studios on planet Earth, and they're doing a great job while not having a million-year development cycles in between games. But Armored Core 6 was great. Definitely check that out. Next up, another game that's quite expensive. Granblue Fantasy Relink is 40% off for $36. Now, this came out earlier this year, back in January, and I thought it was a great game. Narratively, it doesn't really hit home as much, given that, if you're not a big Granblue fan, it kind of just drops you into the midst of the narrative. I know you have the character episodes and everything like that, but you're really getting into this game for the gameplay, and that's stylish as all hell, and on top of that, great visual style, solid soundtrack, and quite a bit of replayability with the post-game content and everything like that. $36 for it. I think it's a pretty good deal. It's not available on your third-party e-tailer, so it's difficult to find a great deal on this game, but I think for this price point, it's a pretty solid pickup, and I would give it a look. Next up, we've got Tomb Raider 1 and 3 Remastered starring Lara Croft. I should say Tomb Raider 1 through 3. You get the first 3 games. It's 50% off for $14.99. These are the Tomb Raider games I really gravitate towards, but if you want to check them out, I mean, I know a lot of people have a nostalgic attachment towards these games, and Aspyr seem to do a pretty good job with these remasters. It just came out back in February. So $14.99 is a decent discount for a game that's relatively recent. However, I gotta give a shout out to my girl Lara in these new games. In Rise of the Tomb Raider, it's $4.49. It's a tremendous deal. Like, these are the Tomb Raider games that I really gravitate towards. I love these games. This is legitimately one of my favorite genres in all of, one of my favorite franchises in all of gaming, and I think it's fantastic, and I thought they did a great job with the reboot series, or the origin story series. Play Tomb Raider 2013, that's on sale for $224, but if you want to play just one of them, ROTR is the best game of the three, in my opinion. Next up, Kingdom Come Deliverance. The base game is 85% off for $4.49. I would recommend you to get the Royal Edition, which is 85% off for $5.99. That includes the DLC. We talked about KCD 2 and on that game's unfortunate utilization of online DRM and things of that nature, but KCD 1 is still an awesome game that I highly recommend you to play. Great historical setting, and I feel like that is the biggest drawing factor of KCD. I think the setting is great, the narrative is really good, gameplay can be a little bit janky and wonky, but overall, a really solid open-world historical RPG, and again, the context of the game and the setting, I think, is really, really one of the gripping elements of it for $4.49. Really solid pickup there. Next up, gotta give a shout to Steins Gate, which is seeing a significant discount, 80% off for $5.99. Now, this is a visual novel, and it's a bit of a, I guess you could say, throwback, given that, you know, it came out quite a while ago, and Steins Gate got adapted into an anime, I should say. And that was received quite well. The anime was really, really well done. And I feel like that's how most people got exposed to Steins Gate. But the visual novel does give you more of an insight into the world and characters. And on top of that, it's a great read all the way through. The presentation is great. Now, they did do Steins Gate Elite, which most people seem to push back on. That's on sale for $11.99. I would still say that's worthwhile. They integrated some of the anime scenes into the game, and I think that works fairly well. It's just, you know how people are. The original has a bit more context to it, and there were some cut elements of Steins Gate Elite, actually, so you know, keep that in mind. But overall, whether you get Steins Gate Elite, those are both worthwhile. They have a couple of other titles, Steins Gate Zero, and there is also Steins Gate Linear Bound in Phenagram, which you could get with the bundle of Steins Gate Elite. All of it's worthwhile to play. It's great narrative-driven titles. I love Steins Gate, one of my favorite anime of all time, and I watched the anime first and then circled to the game. I think that's how most people went about it, but nevertheless, a lot of branching paths with VNs as well, so keep that in mind. Lastly, I do want to give a shout to Spirit of the North. It is 90% off for just $1.99. Great visual style, more of an adventure exploration game that does have its shortcomings. It's relatively short, but for $1.99, I mean, that's a great deal for a game like this. Visual style is great, and if you want something that is more serene and more emphasized on the environments, I think you'll enjoy it quite a lot. For $1.99, not a bad pickup. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of deals available right now. Check them all out in the description box below. I'll leave the links in there, and these are all available directly on Steam, so if you want to take advantage of refunds, remember, 2-hour window, 2 weeks within of purchase, and you can get a refund. But that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.